Hey guys, welcome to MyAirbags. I'm Eli, and right now we are going to remove the airbag control module on this Nissan Altima. On the Nissan Altima, you're going to need a power drill, a hex bit, a socket wrench with a 10 and 12 millimeters, and for the panel you're going to need a large pry bar, and for the smaller trim, a small pry bar. So the first and most important step is to make sure you have the battery disconnected from the car while we're working on the airbag system. However, on this car we have power seats right here. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the seat into position. So go ahead and move both seats forward just enough so you clear this little crease right over here. Next, go ahead and grab your 10 millimeter socket. We're going to start right here on the negative side. This will come twisting right off and move it all the way to the side. Same thing here on the positive side. Then we're going to twist it right up and place it completely to the side. So because I don't have enough room to put this completely to the side, anything non-conductive between them will do the trick. A rag or even a rubber glove. In the back seat, you want to go ahead and start prying this panel right here. You want to grab a flathead and get right between the armrest and this back panel here. Just work your way to separate the two. So as we go to remove this, you'll see that there's a cable that runs from the center. There's two ways to get that cable out. You can go ahead and work with this plug here. You basically press a little tab here and you pull out. Some people do find the plug here difficult to unplug. If that's the case, you can go ahead and grab your hex bit and just remove these two screws right here. Next, we want to go ahead and start removing these two bolts here on the side. There's one on the driver's side and one on the passenger side. You can use a Phillips head to go ahead and remove it, or an 8 millimeter. And the same thing on the passenger side. So we're going to come right over here and start working this shift lock piece right here. You want to lift that up. Now before we release the shift knob, go ahead and make sure that the car's emergency brake is activated. Next, go ahead and grab a flat bar or flathead screwdriver, anything that will fit right into here, and you can feel it depress down as you push into it. And as you do that, you can go ahead and actually move over the shift knob. So when we remove this piece here, it's going to want to come right up, but the shift knob here actually won't let it come all the way up. So let's go ahead and start removing the shift knob first. Right here, you want to slide this piece down, just like that. And in the front here, on the front side of it, there's a little ring that you want to actually just pull right out. This piece here will pull right out, just like that. And as you pull that out, you can then go ahead and pull the rest of the knob right out.
Okay, here's what you need to know. When the car gets into an accident, there's three main things that could be causing the light to be on: the airbags, the airbag computer module, and the seat belts. Any deployed airbags must be replaced with new airbags. You can buy a new airbag module. The problem is they cost up to a few $100s, plus you have to pay a dealership technician to go in and program it to your car. In other words, you have to marry the new unit to your car. Here at MyAirbags.com, we work closely with body shops, collision shops, and salvage rebuilders in all 50 states. Instead of buying a new airbag computer, we can actually reset your original airbag module. In other words, we clear it of all codes. And because it's original to your car, Programming is not necessary. Seatbelts also deploy and they throw trouble code. Instead of buying expensive replacements, you can actually send in your seatbelts along with your module. Our seatbelt techs are licensed and they hold an ATF certification. This means that after your seatbelts are rebuilt, they will work again as designed. They will deploy in another accident event. Right after I remove this airbag module, stick around and we'll take a peek at the seatbelts. If you want to know more, just click on the link in the description below or just go to MyAirbags.com.
At this point, I have everything prepped and I want to go ahead and start removing the trim panel here. I have a little miniature flat bar here that I'm going to use to get right in between here. You can use anything that'll get right in between that crease, but will not damage the plastic along the side. And as you pull this out, you'll notice there's a little plug here at the bottom. Go ahead and squeeze in that plug and pull right out. Next, you want to go ahead and remove this little tray right here. It's held on by some clips, so if you get a good firm grip on it and just pull right up. So at this point, I can clearly see the module. So now that we can clearly see the module right down in here, and I can clearly access these plugs at the front of the module, and then I can go ahead and access the bolts as well to remove it from here. So at this point, it's really important that we have the battery disconnected. We don't want any power going into the module. That's really important because if you don't follow the correct order to remove the module, you are risking deploying the airbags and seatbelts. We don't want that. So the correct order is to go ahead and disconnect the battery, wait a few minutes, and then go ahead and unplug the harness from the module, and then unbolt the module. So these three plugs, you want to go ahead and start removing them. Up here on the top, there's this little button that you want to squeeze, and as you squeeze it, just pull right out. So the first bolt is way down in there. I'm going to use this socket wrench with an extender on it, along with a 12mm. Now for the last two bolts remaining on the back side of here, I'm going to use a 12mm with a much smaller socket wrench so I can get right in there because it is a tight squeeze. And we're just going to get right in here. So from the back seat, we can see the module from here as well. You can see the two bolts. There's the black bolt here on the right side, and there's also the one on the left side. We want to get to the two of those using our little socket wrench here. I want to get right in there, and I can lift up my center console just a bit if you need to get your hand in there. We get that out of the way and get the last one. If your car was in an accident and a dealership or someone has told you you need to replace the airbag module, that there's no resetting it, here at MyAirbags.com, we do exactly that. We can actually reset your original airbag module, the one that was in the car during the accident. Many body shops and collision shops have been using MyAirbags for years because they recognize the savings that they get on each part that gets serviced or reset. Now, along with the module reset, we can actually professionally rebuild your deployed seatbelts and buckles as well. So right now, we're actually going to take a look at the seatbelts on this Nissan Altima. So if you're someone who works at a body shop or a collision shop, or you just rebuild salvage vehicles, then you already know that the seatbelts will lock up and they'll deploy after an accident. They'll throw codes. Here at MyAirbags.com, we can actually professionally rebuild your seatbelts, the ones that were deployed during the accident. We can professionally rebuild them. That way they will function just as designed. So in this Nissan Versa here, we want to get right into the seatbelt. It's actually in the side pillar right over here. But to get behind that panel here, we have to take up this foot panel first. So if you come on in, I'm going to use my hands. You can use a flat bar if you'd like, or a flathead screwdriver. Get right in there. But you want to basically get a nice firm grip and just pull up. And as you can clearly see, the clips that were holding down this panel. Now that we have that foot panel out of the way, now we can clearly get to the side panel here and work it right up. And we're just going to work right up and press away from the pillar. Now that I have the front side loosened, let's go in the back seat and continue. Now on the back, we're going to do the same thing that we did on the front. We're just going to lift up this foot panel right over here, and that will free up the panel underneath. You can just take it out like that and just work this panel away from the pillar. Now with the panel out of the way, we can clearly see the pretensioner setup right here. Now this is the main housing that deploys, and it sucks in the belt, it locks up, and that's where the belt rolls into and locks up. Now this is just one part that deploys. There's another part that deploys. It's on the other side of the belt, so the belt goes up and then it comes back down again right here into this accordion shaped plastic piece right here. And it goes down and you can see it disappears right into the floor. So if we peel the carpeting back just a little bit, right away you should see another plug, just like the one we see on the pretensioner. This one's yellow, that one is orange, and as you can see, this is actually a cylinder shaped tube. It goes towards the front of the car and it runs along parallel to the side of the car. So this is what's called a dual stage seatbelt. Because of the two plugs, there's two parts that deploy. This is the passenger side, but the driver's side will be just the same. So if your belts are deployed and you're removing them, first, of course, you want to make sure the battery is disconnected, no power going into the seat belts. Second, we want to go ahead and start unclipping and removing those plugs here. One up there and the other one right up here. Just unclip it and remove it. Then we want to remove the hardware, the bolts. Right over here is one bolt right in there. If you remove that, this piece will be free. And if you follow the seatbelt up, we have the pretensioner right here. That bolt right there comes out. And then there's another one right here. And if you follow the seatbelt up, right behind this panel, way up here, there's another bolt that holds this piece right up, this mounting bracket. It's right behind here. You can remove that and also remove that bolt. Once you have this dual stage seatbelt removed and you'd like to send it in for a professional rebuild, you can send in both sides, driver and passenger, along with your airbag module, and we can actually reset the module and rebuild your seatbelts within 24 hours. Just go to MyAirbags.com, select your year, make, and model, and then add the parts to the cart that you would like to have serviced. Next, just fill out your information, check out. Once you've successfully paid and checked out, you can print out the confirmation barcode and put it right inside the box with your parts. No printer, no problem. You can go ahead and write out your name, address, phone number, and email address, and then just place that information inside the box with your parts. Once we receive the parts here at MyAirbags.com, we'll process the order, we'll service your parts, we'll ship it out to you within 24 hours. Everything we service comes with a warranty.
Hey guys, if you're sitting there with a question in mind, go to MyAirbags.com and click on help. On there you can type in a keyword or a question, and most likely the right answer will pop up right for you. If it doesn't, we're always here on the phones. You can email us, chat with us, or you can even just text us. We're always here to help you. MyAirbags.com. Now's the time to give us a big like, subscribe to our channel. We have more videos just like this. Comment. I really enjoy reading your comments. This is Eli with MyAirbags.com. Save time and money on your next project.